Greetings and salutations, fellow Duel Links players. I was just informed, and this video will probably go up like 12 hours after I record it because it's 1 in the morning. I was just informed that there was a new Duel Links ban list. Now, in the past, I've said, man, it's crazy that they keep uploading these at midnight. Do they always do that? And I think I have found the answer. It seems like yes. I don't know if it's just because I like it to say 0000. I don't know, but updating these ban lists at midnight is certainly not what I would do if I owned Duel Links. But anyway, I don't really know what's on this ban list. I guess I know one thing that Konami said. Do we have any awesome login bonuses? But I guess I know one thing that Konami or someone in my comment section said, so I thought I would open it up. I don't think it's just going to be that one change or whatever. Then we'll take a look at these regarding the next KC Cup and the speed duelings coming to real life, that kind of stuff. But anyway, like I said, I don't really know a ton about this, but let's take a look at the skill rebalancing as well. Wait, what? We are strengthening certain skills in order to make them easier to use. They're fixing all of those? That's crazy. Are they gonna... Wait. What does it even mean? What is strengthening certain skills in order to make them easier to use? What is that? Is there like okay, it shows right there. And then Harpy's Last Will, the skill will be strengthened to give Harpy decks more strategic options. Miracle Fusion Time. So what are all these? Zombie Draw. Oh, those are kind of cool. That's more specific, like drawing things. We got a can be used randomly draw a glossy / prismatic card from your deck. Interesting. That is, I don't know if that's good. Hearthstone has sort of experimented with some mechanics with the actual rarity of the cards as well. It did not get received that well, to be completely honest. So we got our draw random Harpy card, insect monsters. It looks like they're just giving a bunch of like drawing effects to certain strategies. Not quite like switcheroo, but obviously we have all the draw sense abilities that work with different attributes. These all seem related either to types or archetypes. The psychic one's kind of funny because it says psychic type or a Jinzo monster. We got also, whoa, Harpy's Last Will can be used if you have 4 or more Harpy cards in your graveyard. Add 1 Harpy's Feather Duster to your hand from outside your deck. The skill can only be used once per duel. That is crazy. I don't think it'll... Are there good Harpy cards in this game? I don't think so, right? This thing shouldn't actually make that big a difference, but it's pretty crazy to think about. The fact of the matter is, in Duel Links, at least, the game is so fast, you can't have abilities like this that take 4 more Harpy cards in your graveyard to activate. That's kind of cool, though, I guess. I don't know, I thought that this would be like a nerf to... I don't even know what they would have nerfed. Sealed Tombs is kind of annoying, but overall, the skills right now seem pretty balanced, so it's kind of cool that they're just making better and better skills, or upgrading some of these skills. So anyway, that's it for the skill rebalancing. Now to the part where we're all kind of scared, especially because, well, I don't know, we'll just take a look. So we have, yeah, so the card... Wait, what? Okay, so the card that I heard about, looks like there's not that many changes either, if this particular scroll wheel isn't changing that much. Actually, there's no limited cards. Looks like these are the only 2 semi-limited cards. What a weird hit. So the semi-limited cards, Spellbook of Fate. This card will be semi-limited because it has the potential to completely shut down many decks. So how do I feel about Spellbook of Fate? Obviously, I'm a pretty dedicated Spellbook player in Duel Links. You know, I haven't been playing the deck recently. I haven't played it for like a couple seasons now. But before that, I played Spellbooks like 3 seasons in a row, 4 seasons in a row. A lot of fun. How do I feel about Fate being semi-limited? Well, a couple things here. So first off, if we were looking at this from a TCG perspective in terms of how their ban list works, this likely would not matter that much. The reason being is that you only really need 2 Spellbook of Fate, and I played 3, but a lot of people just played 2. But this is not the TCG. It's not how the TCG ban list works, and what this is basically doing is telling Spellbook players, hey, you can no longer use Treacherous Trap Hole. Now that is a pretty big deal. You know, Treacherous Trap Hole is one of those cards. It's one of the only cards in the deck that isn't like a combo card, because you want Spellbooks in your hand, you want Silent Magician in your hand. Treacherous Trap Hole, while very powerful, and while I did play the singular copy, as many players do, it's just one of those cards that a lot of times wasn't the best card in your hand, and could potentially brick you. It's also one of the most powerful cards in this game, though, so by hitting Fate, hitting this older strategy, Konami is basically saying, yeah, you guys can't use Treacherous Trap Hole. You know, a lot of people thought that Spellbooks would have been hit a long time time ago, and that probably would have made more sense. They don't seem to be that popular right now. Personally, as someone that loves spellbooks, I haven't been playing them really. I've been playing vampires, I'm playing Koaki Mirrors. This kind of just seems like kicking a deck while it's already down. Silent Sword Slash. This card will be limited because it is very powerful and there are a few counters. What does this even do? Target one Silent Swordsman monster you control. That monster you control gains 1500 attack or defense, and if it does until the end of the turn, it is unaffected by opponent's card effects. This card's activation and effect cannot be negated. Oh, that's probably like a big issue for this game. You can manage this card from graveyard down with some Swordsman from your hand. What the? Why is this? I guess I'm trying to think. I've encountered a few Silent Swordsman OTK decks in my like all the different seasons I've played. Maybe I've played against it like once or twice. I don't even think I played against it more than once or twice though. This is such a weird hit. Is this like an actual popular deck? I have not come across this on ladder in a long time, so that definitely sucks. But I just. Why does this matter? I mean, I'm all for hitting degenerate combos, and that is like just a combo deck that, there's so many decks in this game that they just play like Sphere Kribos and Kribos, and then they just have like a million pieces to stall until they draw their dumb like combos. So I guess it's good. I don't really know if this matters. Does semi-limiting this really matter? Was there like another semi-limited card that people were really abusing with this combo? I'm not entirely sure. No longer on list. Looks like we're gonna have two cards, I think. We have Amazoness Baby Tiger first up, and this card cannot be removed, or this card will be removed from the list because Amazoness Onslaught and Amazoness Princess are both on the Forbidden and Limited list, preventing this monster from being summoned numerous times. Interesting. What they really meant is because Amazoness Onslaught and Amazoness Princess are on the list here, many people are not even really able to play the Baby Tiger, which is kind of rough. But man, that's kind of crazy. Interestingly, Amazoness, I don't know if this will make a huge difference because there's still just the one Onslaught, right? Or is there one Onslaught or one Princess? I can't even remember anymore. It's been so long. We just don't come across a lot of Amazoness players. I'm pretty sure it's two Princess, one Onslaught. So anyway, but the interesting thing is that this deck actually has a really good matchup against Koaki Mirrors. Koaki Miru right now is like everything that's on the ladder, at least from the last couple live streams that we've done. And I'm not a huge fan of that. I mean, I like playing Koaki Mirrors, but mirror matches are kind of awful. They just don't seem very skill intensive, unlike the like vampire mirror matches or stuff like that. But one of the best ways to beat Koaki Mirrors is just setting 3 back row, and Amazon's Onslaught happens to be a very good back row to set. So I guess this is kind of sort of countering Koaki Mirrors. I don't know if that's actually like a real thing though. And then we have, oh, that's actually it. Okay, so that's it. What a weird. This is like the strangest ban list change that I've seen in this game since I've been playing. There was like the ban list that hit like for hires, the ban list that hit Destiny Heroes and Amazoness. There's the ban list that hit Treacherous Trap Hole and Hatrunade. What is this? This seems so strange. The removing the Baby Tiger makes sense, and I guess I can understand that. But the semi-limiting Fate from a deck that's not even like tier 1 or tier 2. I mean, spellbooks are really struggling right now. And then also hitting like another random card that's part of like a combo that no one plays. Am I like missing something? This is so strange. This is very weird. What is the what was the last one really? Okay, the last one is October 28th. This is when they hit like, so Onslaught, Princess, and Baby Tiger was limited, right? Is that how that worked? What a strange situation. This is very weird. Can we get a look at the entire ban list real quick? I used to not know where this was, but now I know that it's just at the bottom of a set or whatever. But this is a very strange situation. I guess I'm just confused what they're trying to promote here. Yeah, so Tiger was at 2. Okay, I thought it was at 1, but regardless, the fact that Tiger is at 2 and Princess is at 2, no matter if this card was limited or semi-limited, it's basically banned. This is, I think Duel Links is starting to figure out sort of the issue with their ban list here, and that's that anytime that you weirdly enough, semi-limiting a card is probably the worst thing you can do to something, just because a lot of times the competition, whether it is non-archetype cards like enemy controller, Hatrunade, or Treacherous Trap Hole, or archetype cards like Amazoness Princess, it doesn't really matter, but if you semi-limit cards, they are up against so much competition, and actually in some cases, not necessarily the case of Baby Tiger, but in some cases in this game, it is better to have a card limited than semi-limited, because at least you can play 3 total copies of those cards. For example, because there's only 2 Dampa and 2 Wiz, you have to just pick like 1 and 1, or maybe 2 of one or 0 of the other, but the fact that Dyna is not semi-limited, which in the TCG it'd be better if all 3 cards are semi-limited, but in this game it's actually much better for the for hire strategy that this card is limited, just because then you can actually play 1 copy, as opposed to if it was semi-limited you couldn't play any copies at all. So this list seems really strange. We can take a look at a Spellbook deck real quick, and you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. I haven't played Spellbooks in a little while, but just to give you an idea of like what I was playing. And if anything, this just seems like a pretty straightforward change. So you no longer can play the Treacherous Trap Hole, you no longer can play the Spellbook of Fate. All these other cards, though, I mean, not necessarily the Cosmic Cyclone, everything else in this deck is like pretty much standardized at this point. Some people play 2 Masters, some people play 1 Master, but in general, the whole deck is kind of standardized. And Fate is not a starter card. It's not Secrets, it's not Blue Boy, it's not one of these starters, and it's not really a card that like I don't think this hit will be noticed by many people. I think the noticeable difference with this card hit is that you no longer have to play around Treacherous Trap Hole if you're playing against Spellbooks. Maybe there's someone that's gonna be like trying to be cheeky and play like 1 Fate, 1 Treacherous. I think that sounds like a terrible idea, but I'm sure someone will try it. As far as I'm concerned, though, this deck doesn't really change at all in the metagame. It already wasn't that great right now, just because the Kawaki matchup, at least as far as I can tell, is really, really bad, and hitting Treacherous certainly does not help this deck in any way, shape, or form against that matchup, because they don't always open the Diamond Core, and Treacherous is one of the ways that you could actually deal with multiple monsters. The struggle of a Spellbook player has always been dealing with larger monsters, so by hitting Treacherous Trap Hole, you are definitely hurting this deck, although overall the deck will still be doing the same exact combos. The 3rd Fate doesn't come in handy too often, and even you could play, you could easily replace these cards with Breaker the Magical Warrior, which I believe many people are just playing in this deck. I would definitely play it as well, and I think that overall, Spellbooks won't change too much in the metagame. I really don't know about the Silent Magician. That is just a card that I am not familiar with. Or sorry, the Silent Swordsman. It's not even Silent Magician. Yeah, at first I thought it was a Silent Swordsman card, but I'm really not aware of like what even... I don't even... Was this actually a problem? I'm sure that the comments in this video would just be like, oh, Dzeeff, how didn't you know this combo was such an issue? I've played against it a few times, and it didn't seem that degenerate, not nearly at the level of stuff like the Cyberstein combo. But yeah, overall, it doesn't really seem like these are the changes that I was expecting. If anything, I was expecting them to semi-limit Samurai Skull. That seemed like a way more obvious hit, especially considering that Samurai Skull is actually part of a tier 1 strategy, not just a tier 2 or tier 3 deck like these other cards. But anyway, I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I know I haven't really been posting Duel Links content. I'm trying to get away from that, but I mean, ban lists are always exciting for any game, and kind of seeing the differences between the 2 formats. But yeah, I'll see you later. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.